All right, the Breeders' Cup Classic was run Saturday, the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Friday. I'm going to do an autopsy on both races. We'll start with the Classic. It was won by Sierra Leone. You see here a son of Gunrunner. Gunrunner coincidentally won the very first Breeders' Cup Classic that was ever run at Del Mar. Sierra Leone, going over his past performances, the two fastest paces he's ever got before were probably the two best races of his life. 46-2 in the Bluegrass, win 46-3 in the Kentucky Derby, second by a nose. Although, as far as numbers go, he's a horse that's, a healthy, improving 3-year-old on numbers. You see his best number, a 109 in the Travers last time out. Just got a 48-second half-mile pace and, closed to finish third. He was beaten by Fierceness the last two starts at Saratoga. In those races, Fierceness beat him, but he was the post-time favorite both times over Fierceness. So this was a horse, obviously, that always gets bet. It has a big late kick, 125 late pace figure versus just a 55 early pace figure. And he's got hang to him. He always makes this huge menacing move on the turn, and he doesn't always, he doesn't always sustain the move through the stretch like it looks like he should. So with that said, that's Sierra Leone, your Breeders' Cup Classic winner. In a lot of ways, Sierra Leone kind of reminded me of a horse that won the Breeders' Cup Classic 30 years ago, a horse I bet on in the Breeders' Cup Classic that won 30 years ago named Concern. Just as far as you see Concern's past performances here, and people are going to hate it when you compare a horse from this modern era with a horse that was running 30 years ago. But there's a lot of similarities in that. Going over Concern's past performances, his last win came in a Kentucky Derby prep race, the Arkansas Derby. That was the same thing. That was the same case with Sierra Leone, with his prior win coming in the Bluegrass, a Kentucky Derby prep race. And, with Concern, the one time he got a thermonuclear pace was the Travers. They went 46-1. That was when Lucas ran a rabbit at Holy Bull. And Concern did not beat the great Holy Bull that day, but he did register a 115 Beyer speed figure. And I mean, this was a horse who was just 3 for 20 lifetime, a lot of seconds and thirds. He had 7 seconds, 8 thirds. So 15 different times out of 20 starts, he was either second or third, but just 3 for 20 lifetime. Hadn't won a race since the Kentucky Derby prep. And a huge stretch running closer who makes up all this ground, but does have a little hang to his run. But he was going to get the same thermonuclear pace in his Breeders' Cup Classic that it looked like Sierra Leone was sure to get on Saturday. And in this case, Concern did win this Breeders' Cup Classic, and he was just 8-1 odds. I mean, he got bet despite being 3 for 20 and, having a form with like a bridesmaid type form where he's always second or third and never winning races. So that would be my comparison for Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone's kind of like a slightly better version of Concern. So with that said, let's watch the Breeders' Cup Classic. All right, Sierra Leone's the number 11. They're going to go 44 and change half mile. When Gunrunner won the Classic, I think he went like 46-1. They went 46-1 to the half, and that was at Del Mar, like we said earlier. But that's his sire. Anyway, Sierra Leone's the 11. He wins. Fierceness, the 9, ends up running second. And the Japanese horse run a monster race here, Forever Young. I thought he should have. I thought they should have taken him back, but he's got a rail draw and he's kind of, under the gun to go. And, with a better post and a less aggressive early ride, I think, Forever Young run a monstrous race. Fierceness run a monstrous race. And Sierra Leone got his pace. So all that said, let's watch it now.
They're off. In the Breeders' Cup Classic, City of Troy broke near the back of the pack. Arthur's Ride out for the lead. Fierceness is away well. Outside of them, it's Newgate. Derma Sotagake is right there to their inside. And inside of them, Mixto, Highland Falls, and Forever Young along the rail. So as they pass by the stands for the first time, it is Derma Sotagake the leader, with Mixto running along in second. Forever Young is third, and will have the rail as they race into that turn. Derma Sotagake on top. Now Fierceness has moved up into contention now. He's second on the outside. Then Forever Young, Mixto, and Arthur's Ride. 22.43 was a sharp opening quarter mile. Newgate is 5 lengths off the lead. Then Highland Falls, a big separation to Pyrenees, and next another gap back to Sierra Leone. City of Troy near the back of the pack with Senor Buscador, and then Tapatrais and Ushpa Tesoro. Oh, the half was 44.96 seconds. So up the backstretch they go. Derma Sotagake in front, with Fierceness a length behind. Then Forever Young and Arthur's Ride. Newgate is 5th outside of horses. Mixto being ridden to keep up, so too Highland Falls. Then Sierra Leone, Pyrenees, and Senor Buscador. City of Troy is being motivated near the back of the pack. He has not been involved so far. Around the far turn, Fierceness. Fierceness has taken over the lead. Newgate on the attack. Sierra Leone is revving up on the far outside with a burst toward the front runners as they come to the top of the stretch. And they're into the stretch. And Sierra Leone has circled up on the outside to take the lead. Fierceness battles on second. Newgate behind them. Forever Young on the far outside. Sierra Leone. Fierceness digs in. Newgate. Forever Young, Sierra Leone close to home. Sierra Leone does it in the Breeders' Cup Classic. Fierceness was second, Forever Young was third, Newgate fourth, and then came Senor Buscador. Today was the day that he got it done. It was Sierra Leone.
All right, we'll fire it up here. This is off the far turn, just about to head into the stretch, and you could see that by this point, Sierra Leone had already catapulted his way past the field and, is in front here before even turning for home. With him, his hanging problems in the stretch that he's demonstrated before would be the worry. But at this point, he doesn't have to, he's just got to finish the job from here. He's got all the momentum with his big sweeping move from off the fast pace. Fierceness tried like hell to dig in, but going 1.25 miles and trying to live this 44 and change pace, Fierceness gave it his all, but he just wasn't able to dig in and come back. For those that don't know, like when I say Sierra Leone is a hanger, the best evidence I could show you was the Remsen from his 2-year-old season. You see, he's number 7 back here. Dornock's on the lead, the number 3 horse. Sierra Leone is the 7, completely off the screen, way out of it. He's going to circle, catapult past this entire field, clearly open up on Dornock. Then Dornock's going to come back and catch him. I'll just show you this race again, just to kind of refresh you on some of the hanging tendencies that Sierra Leone has.
Corner wide. Here comes a run from Moonlight. Arad Ortiz Jr. is the gray. They're on the move, about to split rivals. Sierra Leone is still the trailer. 46-4, the half-mile time. Dornock is the leader. Bilal is ready to challenge. Domestic Product got off the rail. Here comes a big run from Drumroll Please from the back. Where's Chris is launching a rally, and here comes the big bounding strides of Sierra Leone from the back of the field. Up top, it's the top of the stretch, and it's Dornock who's kicked. Dornock is now opening up that margin. It's Dornock who's up by 3-4 wide, just ducked in there. Sierra Leone is rolling. Here comes the big bounding strides of Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone from last to first. This is a big effort. Battling on is Dornock, who's back to second. Sierra Leone is plugging in. Dornock is coming back. Dornock not done. It's going to be a photo, and I think Dornock got there. Believe the magic. Dornock battles back. Sierra Leone is in the photo.
All right, so you see the hanging tendencies there. I mean, that video speaks for itself. As for like disappointments in the race, City of Troy was the morning line favorite at 5-2, and an outstanding European grass horse for trainer Aidan O'Brien and the Ballydoyle people, and the most success that they ever have had before in a Breeders' Cup Classic that was run on a dirt surface. was Giants Causeway. Way back, I think he was in 2000. Yeah, the year 2000 at Churchill Downs. He just missed against Tisnow. It got beat like a nose or a head for it all against Tisnow. Mick Cannan dropped the reins, I believe. But here's the difference between a horse like Giants Causeway and a horse like City of Troy. In Giants Causeway's case, he's by Stormcat, American sire, just like Justify. But the dam of Giants Causeway was a better dirt horse than a turf horse. Mariah Storm actually ran 120 Beyer speed figure on the dirt before. Which I believe is the fastest number by a female dirt router ever on Beyers. I mean, I think Ghost Sapper has like a 128 is the fastest for any gender, but Mariah Storm had a 120 Beyer on dirt, was better on dirt than turf. And in the case of Giants Causeway, he was an excellent projection going from grass to dirt. City of Troy was, his mare was sired by Galileo, who flopped in the Breeders' Cup Classic on the dirt at Belmont Park in a year when the Euros were just all running amazing. And then, his offspring have performed terribly, just terribly on the dirt when they've tried it. Not only was the mare by Galileo, but was out of a theatrical mare. So Galileo to theatrical. Theatrical was pure turf horse. And I've seen numerous theatrical offspring over the years, and they're just open lengths better on grass than on dirt. So for City of Troy, his performance was, in my opinion, was just entirely about him not being able to handle the dirt. He shouldn't have been able to handle the dirt if you look at his female line pedigree, and didn't like the ground, didn't like the kickback, and couldn't handle the pace. I mean, they wanted him to be up close to a 44 and change pace on dirt. Coming out of them grass races in Europe, no shot. So Sierra Leone's victory in this race will probably get him the Eclipse Award as champion 3-year-old male. If I had a vote, my vote would be Fierceness. I just think I thought Fierceness run an amazing race up close to the pace. I thought this race set up better for Sierra Leone. Did Fierceness do enough though through the year? Fierceness was nowhere to be found in the Kentucky Derby, and Sierra Leone only got beat a nose in that race. And on the two big stages, Sierra Leone was finished a lot better than Fierceness in terms of results. But I'd vote Fierceness. I think Sierra Leone's going to end up winning champion 3-year-old though.